right, so we can get on our feet. It is a beautiful, humid summer Saturday morning. What? Is there something going on with the sound? Is the live stream not up yet? Okay. So we're going to stall a little. Let's just listen to Dres, some beats. Yeah. Just give it a minute because we're trying to get the stream up. So I don't really want to start, open, and welcome everyone that's, the people at home are not with us yet. So we can step up to the top of the mat. So sweet. Yeah, we're good? How about a little love for Andy sweating over there, doing all that work? Making sure that we are bringing yoga to not just our community, but the yoga, like the global yoga community, like from wherever we are. You know how many people pass through South Florida in the past 10 years and have done this class and then go home? They go back to Europe and they go all over the country and then they still tune in with us. It's actually quite amazing. So the technology keeps us together. I think a lot of people think about technology and yoga and that it's like not supposed to go together. We're supposed to shut our devices and get away from the technology. But I feel like it is such a gift. It has brought the yoga to so many. How many of you did yoga at home when we were in isolation? Yes, right? So I am grateful beyond words for our ability to share and connect. Let's bring our feet together as if we are ready. When we are ready, we stand with purpose. All right, feet are together. You can feel the soles of your feet on the ground. You can feel the stability of Mother Earth beneath those feet. And then if you push down a little bit, you might actually feel yourself rise up. So we work with gravity. We don't let gravity pull us down. That's when we are unconscious. When we are conscious, we awaken and we arise. Let's take a deep breath and let the arms float up overhead. So as your lungs fill, the arms rise. And then as your lungs empty, the arms come down. See if you can time the breathing and the movement. This moment right here that we step up and we're ready at the top of the mat and we start syncing our breath up with our movement, that's the moment our yoga begins. Let's keep going. Just keep breathing and moving. It's your opportunity to really find that timing that feels so right. Inhaling, the arms rise. They're not rushing. And then as you exhale and the lungs empty, the arms come down. Yeah, you are in sync with yourself. This is a conscious movement. That's it. On the next one, we're going to move a little bit. So inhale, arms reach. And then this time, exhale, forward fold. So moving and breathing. Now lift halfway, look forward. Good, then fold again on the exhale. And with a flat back, rise all the way to standing. So this is really moving and breathing. Can you keep timing the breath with the movements? Hands come to heart this time. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms reach. Hi, Kath. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Fold again, exhale. As you inhale, rise with the flat back, lift the head, keep pressing down into your feet. Feel how everything is connected. Hands come together. This is called vinyasa. Inhale, arms reach. We're going to keep adding on. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Now step your feet back, go to plank pose. The feet go to the back of the mat, the hands are under the shoulders. Let's take a pause here. Pause here so we can find a sense of integration. This is how we develop our strength. So for a lot of us, we are struggling with building upper body strength. So right now, I want you to spread your fingers, make big handprints, and then squeeze your hands toward each other even though they don't move. If your head is hanging heavy, look a little forward. Make the neck longer. Yes. The head is heavy, so we don't want it straining, right? And then lift your kneecaps, right? Lift your knees, make your legs a little stronger. Can you see how everything works together? Let's take one more breath here. With your exhale, just lift your hips and take downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So the head hangs free, the hips rise high, and we come into like our first familiar yoga pose, right? We see this almost on every commercial now, right? a little bit of an exploitation of this beautiful art, this beautiful healing art and ancient practice. Let's bend the right knee and stretch a little deeper into the left leg. Keep pressing through your hands so your hips rise even higher. And then go ahead, switch to the other side. Left leg bends, right one straight. So we want to be aware and awake in our bodies. We want to feel where the tension lives, and we want to try to ease some of it out of the body. Push both legs back. Take a breath. As you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet to the top of the mat so we're right back where we started. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. With a flat back, rise up to standing. The arms start to sweep out and up. Let's touch them together at the top, and then pull it right into the heart. So far, so good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Good, lift halfway. Inhale. We'll go to plank again, but we won't hold quite as long. Let's take one inhale, and then go ahead and lower down onto your belly. Try to do it all in one piece. Inhale for cobra. We're going to stay with cobra for a little bit because I'm seeing all kinds of variations. Cobra should be a little baby pose. It's small and mighty, like me. Yes, small and mighty. So keep the tops of your feet on the ground. Keep your hip bones on the ground. The hands should be on the floor rather than the elbows. Now, if you lift your hands 1 inch, like if you took the hands off the floor, could you hold the shape of the pose? It's a really good way to test. Hip bones are grounded, legs are grounded, the chest is lifted. Now squeeze your elbows a little closer so the collarbones widen and the upper back contracts. Can you feel that? There's strength in the upper back. We do this because of all the time we spend on those silly devices, right? So this is what we do most of the time, and then this is what we're doing in yoga. Yes, take one more breath here, and then gently let it down. Good. Tuck your toes, pull your belly into your spine for support, and go back to downward facing dog. Now we're going to see if your body can remember that. Take a breath here, push back. As you exhale, come forward into plank, hold. Inhale right here, and then exhale, lay it down onto the belly. Inhale for cobra pose, so it's 1 breath per movement, and then exhale, release, and go back to downward facing dog. Yes, so we are building Surya Namaskar A. All right, let's take 2 more breaths here. See if you can feel your hands pushing so the hips rise. So the hips rise and you feel like an upside down V. That's it. And then when you're ready, you're going to look at your hands and simply walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. All right, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. With a flat back, please rise up to standing. Come all the way up, arms reach and palms touch, and then draw it right into your heart. You're welcome. We always bring extras, just in case. All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We're putting it all together 1 time. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen. Now go to plank and lower on the same exhalation. Take it down slow, empty your lungs, and then inhale for cobra, and then exhale right back to down dog. That's the way we do it. That's the timing. Let's take 2 breaths. Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart, so you give yourself a little space, especially for the sacrum, the SI joint, and the lower back. Last breath here. Push back a little. And then with the exhale, look forward, walk forward. Do it gracefully. Bring your feet together. Halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply as you exhale. And then with a flat back, we rise. Beautifully done, everyone. Draw it right into your heart center. Inhale now for chair pose. You sit back, the arms reach. There is a sensation that the tailbone draws down, but not under. So if your booty's kind of sticking out, see if you can neutralize that a little bit. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the lower belly. That's it. Now as we're sitting down, make the weight even in your heels and your toes. So you feel yourself really sitting back, but the toes still have weight. That looks really good. Now with all of that downward energy, can you also reach a little higher? Yes, that just made it yoga. Take a breath. Exhale, fold in deeply. Dive right in, let the head down. Now inhale, lift halfway. Good, go to plank pose. Step it back and lower. Let all that air out. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to come into our first lunge. So right foot steps up to the hands. Please stay on your left toes and come on up facing forward. Both arms reach up over your head. You got to focus on the feet grounding down into the mat as you reach up for the sky. Both of those things happen simultaneously. And again, that is what makes this yoga. It's the level of consciousness about the movements. Our attention is inward in the practice, not outward. This is not a performance art. We don't do poses for anyone else's pleasure but our own, right? We don't do the poses to show anyone else what they look like. We do them so we can get our focus inward, so we can feel, is the weight even in both legs? Do I have even weight in my hips? Can I feel a little bit of myself like sinking down to ground, but can I also reach up with the same intensity? Take one more breath. Everyone lean back just a little, just in case your weight was too forward. And then exhale, let's flow. Hands go down, step back to plank and lower. Yep, we're gonna start to get in a groove with that. Inhale for cobra, and as you exhale, go to downward facing dog. Let's try the lunge on the other side. Left foot steps up, you're gonna stay on your right toes. You come on up. Remember to push down into your feet as you reach up for the sky, or if you're at home, for the ceiling, right? It's always funny when we're inside and we say reach for the sky, or if we're outside and say reach for the ceiling, but I have both going on. All right, so it kind of feels like the feet are trying to stretch the mat apart a little bit, but then your legs pull into your hip sockets. See if you can create that little nuance. There's a push and a pull going on everywhere. There's this beautiful pulsation that's happening in the body, and we are seeking equanimity. We're seeking balance. So we sink down as much as we reach up. We lean forward as much as we lean back. See if you can find it. See if you can imagine the crown of your head over your tailbone, right? So that might mean lean back just the tiniest bit. That's it, and then we'll flow. Hands go down, no drama there. Step back lightly, lower, nice and slow. Take a deep breath as you do your cobra pose, and then exhale, take it back to down dog. Yep. This is how we do yoga, my friends. We breathe and we move and we turn inward and we pay attention to ourselves. Each and every one of us is the microcosm of the macrocosm. Each of us, our own little universe. We all need to start paying attention to what's happening inside our own space, because how we move in the world is a reflection of that. Take one more breath, push back just a little. When you're ready, you look forward, start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Feet are together, inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. Here we go, bend the knees, sweep the arms, chair pose, and then push through the feet, come all the way up. You can even stretch back a little at the top if it feels good, and then bring your hands right to the heart. Good. Inhale, chair pose again. One breath, sit back, arms reach. Exhale, fold right in. Dive the head down. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Now soften your knees. Let's touch the floor. Step the right leg back, and we will twist open to the left side. Right arm, not the other side, so right arm stays down. Yep, left arm goes up. Does that make more sense in the body? Yeah. All right, so the first thing we do in every pose is build our foundation. Make sure your feet feel grounded. Make sure that back leg feels super straight and strong. You have lots of support coming from underneath you. You want to make sure that when you stepped your right foot back, it stayed on the right side of the mat. If it crossed over the midline, you're probably struggling. So again, how we place ourselves, all of it is conscious. Now the twist, a lot of you are making the twist from your arm. Can we twist from the waistline? Yeah, like rib cage, turn your chest. That's it. Take one more breath, and then eyes down, hands down. Just take a big step back to down dog, let your head down. Let's all take a deep breath in. Open your mouth this time. Just let out a little sigh, a little ah. Yeah, now walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to walk to the back of the mat. Keep the feet hip distance apart. Go ahead, bend the knees, tuck your tailbone and your chin, and roll up slowly. So there we are at the back of the mat. Roll it up, stacking the spine. Lift and roll your shoulders back, and take a pause right here. How are you feeling? You guys okay? The heat's starting to come. I can see the shimmer on your skin. Yeah. All right, inhale, reach your arms high. Hook your thumbs together. Let's take a little stretch over to the right. So we lift out of the rib cage, and as the rib cage lifts, let's draw the tailbone down so we get a little stretch in the lumbar spine. The feet are grounded and equal, the hips are stable, and the spine is what's bending. Pull your belly in, come back up, and then take it over to the other side. We want to keep the rib cage lifted, pull the belly in. Maybe even tip the ears back slightly. Can you look toward your fingers? Yeah, there you go. That is so much sweeter. Bring it back to the center. Let your arms come down. And here we go. We're ready to move. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, look forward. Walk it out into your plank pose. Lower down, nice and slow. Make sure your lungs are empty at the bottom. Take a sweet inhale as you take your back bend, and then go right to downward facing dog. We're just going to take one breath in here, and as you exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together at the top. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, please. Chair pose. Now in our lunge twist, we were twisting to the left, so here's our counter twist. Hands to heart center, please twist to the right. That means left elbow outside the right knee. That's a little bit challenging, I know. But if you could get your arm to touch your leg in some way, you could create a push-pull, and you can use that energy to expand the space of your twist. So we push the elbow into the leg, we push the palm into the palm, and we really try to open the chest. That's it. You guys look really good here. Take one more breath, twist in from your waistline, and then dive right into your forward fold. Let the head go. Good. Lift halfway, flat back. Fold deeply, exhale. With a flat spine, rise all the way to standing. Let the arms sweep all the way out and up. Maybe touch the palms, and then draw it right into your heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. I love the way you're moving today. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Now soften the knees so you're touching down, and the left leg goes back. Keep your left hand down and twist open to the right side. And again, here's an opportunity to really pay attention. How did I step? Did I do that mindfully? My left foot should be on the left side of the mat. I should be on my toes. That left leg as straight as possible, and then I do my best to maybe bend the right knee a little bit deeper. As the hips come down, the spine is more aligned, and then you can twist it a little more easily. Oh, there's a dead spot near that umbrella. I'll have to note that. All right, so make sure that back leg is a little straighter. We want the front heel down and the back knee lifted so there's stability, and then the turn comes from the waist. Yep. All right, eyes go down, hands go down. Let's step right back to down dog. One big step. Skip all of those goodies in between. We have plenty of heat. Let's take a deep breath in and make that sound. Okay, just walk your hands to the back of the mat. We walk it back to the feet. Let's stay right there. Feet are hip distance apart. Imagine you were like drawing a rainbow. I want you to walk your hands all the way to the right. Walk your fingers off the mat and try to bring them all the way around in line with your right heel. That's it. Now, as you're reaching to the right, can you push your left hip back? Again, your experience in your body. How do you create the shape? And when you do, how does it feel? This is your yoga. We'll continue to change the shape of the body so you can continue to be more aware. There's tension living in there, and my hope is that today we find all of it and we ease some of it, right? Let's walk it around to the center and then over to the left. Make it big. Take it around to the left side. You can go off the mat, your fingertips. I'm sure everyone is carrying hand sanitizer. right? When you're done, you can, or I have some if you don't have some, and you can come get it from me. That's it. So as your fingers are reaching left, your hips are pulling to the right. So let's see if we can get that right hip to pull back. Yeah, make that feel good. Go ahead, Elise, pull it back. Uh-huh. So it's like, what comes first, stability or flexibility? If you have to guess, it's always going to be stability first. When you're ready, walk it back to the center. Let's soften the knees and just roll it up. Soft knees, tailbone tuck, belly button in. Just stack your spine. Feel all of the muscles, even your hamstrings squeezing. Shoulders lift and roll back. Take a deep breath, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We're ready to move. Lift and lengthen, look forward, and then walk it out into your plank pose. That's it. We walk it out into plank, and then lower nice and slow. Inhale, cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Some of you are getting a dose of that Florida sunshine. I see you moving mats into shady spots. Yeah, I get it. It's the end of July. Let's take one more breath here. Push back a little. And then look at your hands. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Good. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Fold deeply on the exhale. And then with a flat back, please rise. Arms reach, palms touch, and then draw it into the heart center. Good. Inhale for chair pose. We have our counter twist on the other side. Hands come to heart, and we take it to our left side twist. So right side twist, sorry. Left elbow outside the right knee. You guys all got it. You don't need me. Squeeze a little bit on the outer hips. See if you can keep your knees even and the weight even in both feet. And I know that's like a subtle thing to pay attention to when you're trying to get your spine to twist, but we build foundation before we worry about the big and full expression of the pose. Sometimes our head wraps around to the left. See if you can pull the head back to center. Yes, I love it. All of the adjustments look so sweet. Take your last breath here, and then forward fold. Let it go. All right. Take a breath. Let out that little sigh. Let some of that tension go. And then breathe in through your nose and rise with a flat back. Yep, come all the way up. Reach the arms just like we've been doing. Touch the palms together. Good. And then hands to heart center. We're going to stand here and lift the right knee up to the belly. Just simple, right? There's no drama there. What does it feel like? How do I do when I try to stand on one leg? The thing about yoga is sometimes the simplest things are not so easy. And so give yourself a break. Your body's learning. There's different kinds of muscles that create stability, then create strength. So the bottom foot is trying to ground down into the mat. The one that's lifting has to stay active. Give it a purpose. Flex your foot. Lift your toes. Now push more into the left leg and lift more through the right. Yes, get them really active. Let's see if we can get the arms up. Now, interlace your fingers above your head, turn your hands inside out, and push the heels of your hands up to the sky. You're doing amazing here. Now, the arms are going to come out like a T, and we're going to come into airplane pose, Degasana. Take that right leg behind you. Keep the arms out by your sides. Keep that leg behind you, but use it. Push back into that heel. The right leg is straight. The back foot is flexed. That's it. Now, best you can, in slow motion, draw the knee back to the belly. Come to standing. Hands to your heart. And then place it down. Look at that teamwork in the front. All right. Other side. No drama here. Look, some of you are laughing and smiling. Some of you are pissed off. Right? Could you imagine that just trying to lift your knee could ruin your day? Don't let it. Lift your left knee up and have a good time. Right? We are actually learning really important skills. If you do this every day, the next time you trip over something in the parking lot, like the curb or one of those cement parking things, you're going to catch yourself before you're on the ground. Right? Yoga is a very practical thing that we do. Stand tall. Push down into the right leg. Lift a little more through the left. Feel the wobbles. What we're doing is actually managing the wobbles. Yeah. Let's take the arms up. And if you fall, you put your foot down and then you lift it back up again. Interlace the other way. Put the other index finger in front. Turn it inside out. It feels weird for your brain and for your hands, but just do it. This is how we work the insides. Now let the arms come out like a T, like a wings. And then we start taking that left leg back behind us. Yeah, both legs are active. Push back through that left heel, straighten that left knee. The standing leg can have a little give. Sometimes the standing leg bending helps a little with the balance. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Now with some grace and a smile, pull the knee back up, bring your hands to your heart, and then let it go. It's over. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Good. Go to plank and lower on the exhale. Back to what you know. Inhale for cobra pose. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. Now, right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. High crescent lunge, we know this. The arms sweep up overhead. And then pull the hands right into your heart. Lean a little forward and come back into airplane, but this time with hands at the heart. This is going to go from Degasana to Warrior 3. So when you're ready, both hands start to reach forward. Biceps are near the ears. Feel the work inside. The left leg pushes back as the arms reach forward. We do it with equal measure. That's it. Now, nice and slow. Bring your feet together, stand tall. Good. Exhale, arms down by your sides. No big deal. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to build something. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, then go to plank and lower. Back to what's familiar. Do it with some style and some grace from the inside. Cobra on the inhale and down dog on the exhale. All right, left foot steps. Stay on your right toes. Let's sweep the arms up over the head. Find the balance. Feel that push down and rise up. And then pull the hands to your heart. We're going to lean it forward just enough to get weight in the left foot and float the right one up behind us. Feel confident about your soles of your feet. That is where this pose begins. Both of them. Even one is in the air. It's equally important as the one on the ground. Now both arms start to reach forward. You've got this. Use the back foot more. Pull the back foot, flex it. That means toes toward the knee, heels pushing back. So listen, this is what you got to do with your foot. Instead of leaving it hanging there, you got to flex it. Right? You got to push out of that back heel, and then you own that pose. Yep, try it again. Let's all come to standing, feet together. Hands come to heart center. I couldn't leave you hanging like that, had to tell you. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Go to plank and lower on the exhalation. So I said we were building something. Here we go. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right foot steps up. Arms sweep. All right, hands to heart. Lean it forward. Come to your warrior 3. Start with the hands in and then start reaching the arms forward. Oh, I like what I see here. Now, look down at the ground and let your fingertips touch down onto the ground. Ooh, look at some of you dropped in. All right, so push a little bit into the fingertips so the chest can lift. And I want you to look a little forward. That's it. Now, left hand stays on the ground, twist open to the right side. It's really important that that back leg is pushing back. Back leg more active. Back leg more active. That's what's going to give you the ability to lengthen forward for the twist. Yes, you got to push and pull and rotate. There's a lot going on here. This is advanced work, so give yourself a break. No, you're just trying. All right, eyes go down, hands go down. Let's put the feet down together. All right, lift halfway. And then fold, but bend your knees and come into a little toe squat. Yes, this is a rest. Bend your knees, lift your heels, hands come to heart center. See if you can balance on your little toes. Not the whole foot on the ground, but just your toes. Again, pull your attention inward. It's not about how your knees bend or how you look. It's really like, can you articulate this in your body? It helps to keep the eyes open and have a focal point when you're trying to balance. Now we're going to use a little bit of our source, a little bit of our power. And remember, it's going to come from the inside. So the pelvic floor is going to lift, the lower belly is going to draw in. You're going to start reaching your arms up and sinking your heels into chair pose. Oh, right there. Stop and hold because you can, because you're strong. That's it. It's a little bit like burny, I know. Like let it burn for a second and then push through your feet, come all the way up. Do it slow. Maybe take a little back bend and then smile as you bring your hands to your heart. So good, everyone. Inhale, reach those arms. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Walk it back to plank. Step, step, and lower nice and slow. Try to keep the integration so it's not getting sloppy. I know we're getting tired. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're going to do that sequence on the other side, and we're going to make it beautiful. We're going to make it mindful and graceful. The left foot's going to step up first. And then we rise. Your feet push down so you can reach for the sky. Do everything from the inside. Draw the hands to the heart. Find your balance. We lean forward, and then we lift the leg and we pull it back. When you're ready, both arms reach forward. Again, feeling the push and the pull. It's not so easy. Yoga was not designed to be easy. It was meant to challenge us, even in the most simple ways. Now let your hands down slow, graceful, mindful. Yes, as your fingers touch down, push down so you can lift your chest. And then the right hand stays low as the left arm rises, twisting deeply. You got to get that back leg active. Try not to lift the back leg too high. The back leg stays kind of parallel with the ground, and the back foot is active. Flex. Push into me like I'm a wall. Yes, now lengthen your chest forward. There's the pose. When we find that push and pull, we can do anything. When we find the balance and we're not over-muscling, we can do anything. Eyes go down, hands go down, feet down together. Let's inhale, look up, lengthen, fill your lungs. And then exhale, fold. Bend your knees, lift your heels, come into that little baby squat. This is really good. Now we're going to take this baby squat. We're going to keep our feet together but turn our knees open wide. Just let the knees start to spread open a little bit, but keep the feet together. You can do hands at the heart. That would be really great if you could get your spine tall. Lift your crown of your head. Yep. Amazing, right? Now, keep your knees open. Keep your feet together, but put your hands on the floor. Walk them a little bit forward. And then rock a little forward so you feel weight go into your hands. Ooh, that's interesting, right? We rock into the hands. Now, put the knees above the elbows and squeeze them onto the arms. Now, with that squeeze going on, rock forward. See what it feels like to put weight in your hands. Now, if you're at the front of your mat and the only thing you see is concrete in front of you, you can take a hop back to the middle of your mat. It might be a little bit more inspiring. That's it. You got to keep looking forward. Don't look at your feet. You can't fly if you're looking down, right? This time we rock forward and lift the right foot off the floor. Oh, some of us already have both feet off the floor. That's all right. One step at a time. Rock it back and then rock forward again. Left foot lifts. Feel how much that knee and that arm are working together. The pelvic floor is lifting. Yes. Now, last one, best one. Here we go. Rock forward into your hands. Keep looking forward. Keep lifting your pelvic floor. See if you can get both feet up. If they both lift, try to touch them together. I see you. You guys are amazing. And I love those of you that have said enough is enough. I'm not doing that crap. I get it. That's empowering. That is not defeating. That is empowering. That is you deciding where your boundary is. And I love it. Go ahead. Take a release from that. And look at my front row. They're still flying. Release into your squat. And then really slowly and gracefully come into a really soft and gentle forward fold. That means release your knees slowly, let your head down. Let's all take a deep breath and say, ah. Okay. Now soften the knees, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and come on up nice and slow. How are we doing on time? Somebody have a time check for me? Me do? 9:37. Woo, we got time. All right, so here we stand at the top of the mat. Right knee pulls up to the belly. I dare you not to feel the beat in this, right? I see you, Lisa. That's it. So right knee is going to lift up. Now, we've been talking a little bit about pushing and pulling, right? So take your right hand on the outside of your knee and push your hand into your knee as your knee pushes into your hand. Can you feel that? That's muscle energy, creating some sense of integration. Not bad at all. Now take the left hand, switch it. Put your right hand on your hip, left hand is on the knee. Feel that push-pull. Can you find where steady lives? Once you find steady, start straightening, and you can cheat. You can hook your fingers under the leg, yes, but keep pushing that foot forward. I love what I see. Let's take right arm up. You've got this. Now we're going to twist open to the right, reach the arm behind you. You can keep your gaze forward, or you can turn your gaze all the way out behind you. Amazing. Eyes forward, hands forward. Pull the knee back to the belly, and then release it, let it down. It's the same thing we did here, right? It's the same pose. Yeah? Here. Right? Or it could look like that. You could do it with no hands too. If you think you could feel that muscle integration, that would be the option, right? We'll start here, here, here. We'll circle it open. And if you're able to steady, you can turn it there, right? Let's do the left side. Left knee lifts. It starts with that. And the first part is really just find steady. Left hand outside the knee. Knee pushes hand, hand pushes knee, but you're not really feeling either one happen. Some of you are pushing so hard that your eyeballs look like you're going to pop out, right? So what if we almost couldn't even see it happening, right? Just let it be where they meet. That's where the yoga lives. Switch hands. There's something so subtle about how and where the yoga lives inside of you. It's an act of consciousness, not effort. Arm goes up. Start that twist. Move mindfully. Manage the wobbles. Maybe try no hands. Look, Mom, no hands. That means all action in all limbs equal. Spine tall, twisting from the waist. You got it all going on. And then bring the hands forward, eyes forward. Bring that foot in, and then place it back down. Amazing. Inhale, reach your arms. Make sure you're at the top of the mat, feet together. Exhale, forward fold. We always come back to that same spot. Inhale, lengthen. Step it back to plank, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. All right, the feet stay a little wider at the back of the mat. We're going to walk our hands back. Turn the toes out and take a little deeper squat here at the back of the mat. Open the feet a little more, so maybe you can get your, Joanne, open up a little more so you can get your feet flat. Go even wider. Go out so you can get the heels down. There you go. So the wider you go, the more flexibility you're going to have. It's just the way it works. So don't be afraid to keep exploring until you find the spot. Sometimes when I drop in, I'm like, oh, I got to like wiggle and wobble, and I got to like find it, like my knees, and I just got to find where my hip bones don't hit my leg bones. Like, you know, you just got to find that spot for you. We each have our own proportions. Now, elbows push out as knees push in. If the pelvis feels heavy, pull up from the pelvic floor, push into your feet. There should be like a buoyancy and a lift. So that, if that wasn't happening when you were trying to fly, That's why you couldn't get off the ground. So we're gonna lift ourselves a little bit here. We're gonna hold that. So we're gonna train those muscles. So next week when I ask you to fly again, you're gonna go, oh yeah, it was that thing. Now right hand goes out to the floor. Touch with the fingertips only, inside, arms inside the knee. And then the fingers reach out as far as possible, and then left arm comes up. Here's another twist. This one's a little kidney squish, right? So everything we're doing is actually detoxing. Forward folding, twisting, all of this is detoxification. All right, bring it back to center, switch to the other side. Find that relationship of push and pull. The arm and the leg have a relationship. They're not fighting with each other. They're in union. That's it. Come back to the center. And then forward fold. Straighten the knees slowly. Let your head down. All right. Let's open our feet a little wider. And I'm aware I'm asking you to go just off the mat. And then soften the knees and roll up slowly. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, come on up. Feet are nice and wide, so you have a good solid base. You should feel pretty steady. Now hands on your hips. Turn your right toes out. Turn your left toes out. Keep your hands on your hips. Sit down. Yeah. This is, again, one of those places where sometimes you have to rock a little, sometimes you have to adjust your feet. Now, lift that pelvic floor. Ooh, do you see what just happened? Everybody just lit up in their heart. Yep. Keep that lift in the pelvic floor. Take your arms out. Now, pelvic floor lift, lower belly lift help a lot here, but also pressing out into the feet. Squeezing the legs into the hip sockets. Hold your head up high. Very slowly start to lift your arms. Turn your palms toward each other. Interlace your fingers. Turn them inside out. As your hands push up, your hips drop more. Yes, you can hear me. Your body is saying, what? But sometimes when we're challenged, it's where we grow. Sometimes we are learning to tolerate a little bit of discomfort. Right? Nobody really ever died from a muscle being a little fatigued. Right? Let's see if we can sit a little lower, but pull that pelvic floor in a little more. All right, slow motion. Release your arms, straighten your legs. Yes, say it. We're going in one more time. Inhale, reach the arms, bend your knees. Keep the arms out to the side. We're going to bend them now. Bend those elbows 90 degrees. Spread your fingers out big. Now, sit into that spot where you know the integration is happening. There's union. Now lift your right heel. Feel those toes. Go ahead, put that back down. Try the other one. We unplug one little piece and it changes everything. Right? Put it back down. Optional, both feet. Lift the heels. Sit in a little lower. Oh, it's so good. Pelvic floor lift. Yeah, it's burning a little. Put those heels down. Gracefully, slowly come up. Turn your toes forward. Forward fold. Amazing. Inhale, look up a little. Walk your hands forward into plank, and as you come forward, bring your feet a little closer together. So you're in your plank. Back to what you know. Take a deep breath, and then lower down slow. I'm a poet. Inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale for your very last down dog. You made it. Now everything that's left is just the sweetest part. In your own way, in your own time, come to seated. And you can sit any way you like. All I ask you to do here is, if it feels appropriate and if it feels comfortable, close your eyes. We're going to take a moment in stillness. If yoga is a practice of consciousness, then we have to know that with all of that movement, the only way to find balance would be to have some stillness. And it might appear from the outside that we have become still, but there's still a lot churning on the inside. And so this is our yoga, my friends. This is what we do. We turn inward and we start to pay attention to ourselves. We may look calm and steady and still to the outside world, but each one of us has a storm stirring inside. It takes practice to find peace. It takes practice to filter through the thoughts. And so this is our work. In our normal life, stillness means stop moving, and silence means stop talking. But think about how much work it might be to actually really find stillness and silence. The tool is in your breath. Put your mind on your breathing. Start to watch that breath come in and out. Breathe slowly, slowly and carefully and mindfully. There's a whole world of wonder just watching the lungs fill up. There's a whole piece of yoga that we don't see on the commercials, that we don't see on Instagram. And it lies in these moments. The roller coaster of emotions and movements, and then the stillness. And just trying to integrate and find ourselves in all of it. Let's take a really long, slow, deep breath. Let out a little sigh with your exhale. And then feel free to blink your eyes open and lay yourself down onto your back. Your heart rate should have come down by now, so it should be safe to lay yourself down. That's it. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the ground. Open your feet out to the edges of the mat. Let both knees drop over to the right side as you take your arms up over your head. A little space between the feet really does help. The angle of the knees, the angle of the hips. That's it. We'll leave the arms up overhead and take the knees up and over to the other side. Just moving slowly, mindfully.
Another lonely scene, watching it pass us by.
We'll keep the arms up as we bring the knees back to the center. And then move the soles of your feet to the middle of the mat and drop the knees open. Take a few breaths. Soften the elbows so the arms and shoulders relax in a little bit. Just meet yourself exactly where you are. Do your best to pull that attention in. Now we're going to draw those knees back up to the center. Take the arms out like a T. And then lift your feet off the floor so the knees come a little closer. And then twist your whole spine around to the right side. Hips go, knees go, arms are out like a T. Continue looking to the left. Welcome to your body, my friends. Welcome to the experience of being you, of seeing yourself be challenged, and seeing yourself do things really well, surprising yourself. All of it. It all happens on the mat. Let's take one more breath. Big inhale. With the exhale, draw the knees back to center so the core engages and supports your spine. And then take it around to the other side. Knees go left, eyes go right. Let's go ahead and draw that back to center. Try to do it on the exhale. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a squeeze. Oopsie. I tried to take it down a little. It went down a lot. All right. When you're ready, you can release your feet to the ground. We're going to take both legs straight out. And then release your arms. Let them come away from your body. Let's turn the palms up and let the feet kind of flop open. All right. Now we rest. Check in with your breath. It's about the stillness and the silence. And your breath is your friend. The breath is the key to stilling the fluctuations of the mind. And that is what yoga is. So as we lay here in our final resting pose, let's develop that relationship with the breath. Just watch it as it comes in and out. You don't have to change it, you don't have to control it or do anything to it. Just be with it. Just be. Now, just like our movements were all done with mindfulness, let's make sure that our awakening is also done with mindfulness. So as we transition from one pose to another, that matters in the practice, and we are literally doing a transition from Shavasana to Sukhasana, which is a simple cross-legged seated position, easy pose. And so keep your yoga. Stay in union. The real challenge is not balancing on one leg and trying to twist. The real challenge is staying in this state of being as you venture into your day. And so the way you treat it right now sets the tone. It helps you create the value. Imagine a world where everyone was a little more mindful. Right? Could you imagine? And it literally starts right here. It starts with us. We are everyone. How can we expect anyone to do something we are not willing to do ourselves? That's the magic. That's how yoga works. Let's go ahead and bring our hands together at the heart. Together, all of our voices in one, we're going to come together and make the beautiful, sacred, universal sound of Om, A-U-M. It's a simple A sound, like every alphabet starts with a version of A. The U is sort of how the A starts low in the body, and the U brings the sound up, and the M makes it resonate. The crown and the roof of the mouth, like it resonates right up in the top of the body. So we're moving energy, and then we're releasing it out into the world. So imagine you're taking a little bit of what you just created and sharing it generously. Let's bring our hands together. Take a deep breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om peace, peace, perfect peace. May each and every one of us walk away from the mat today feeling a little more peaceful. May we be an example of that in the world. May we take a little bit of this and expand it generously. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your practice, your attitude, your willingness to show up. That's where it begins. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right, happy Saturday. Go off and be a little brighter. Yeah, it makes a difference. I think downtown's a much better place when yoga is happening in it. Do I have any announcements? Yeah, that's one thing. If you wouldn't mind, community help. There are these umbrellas and chairs and table setups that the city has laid out on this platform, and we have to clear them off before we get here in the morning, but it would be really nice to have some extra hands to put them back out. So if anyone's willing to just come, and even just if everyone grabbed one chair and put it out, it would be 5 minutes would be out, and done. So a little bit of community support. And Oh yeah, and tomorrow, if you want to practice again, I teach Saturday and Sunday. The class tomorrow, there's a little bit of space left. It's yoga and brunch at Farmer's Table. So the Farmer's Table is right on Military and 19th, just right off Glades, in the Wyndham Hotel. So if you're not familiar with Farmer's Table, they are an incredible farm-to-table type restaurant. They source their food really beautifully, and everything is cooked with love. There is no deep fryer or microwave on the premises. They actually cook with fire. Before they open on Sunday mornings, we do a yoga practice there from 8:30 to 9:30. The restaurant opens at 10, and it's actually quite a beautiful gathering right outside by the pool on the patio. So One table by each umbrella, 3 or 4 chairs maybe at each table, and then we're good to go. I'm good. Thank you so much. All right, mic off. Oh, I do have one more thing. If you're interested in and curious about yoga and Ayurveda, they are sister sciences. I am hosting a workshop with a beautiful Ayurvedic doctor from our community. It's on August 8th. You can go to yogajourney.com to get all the details, but it's an afternoon of pairing the sister sciences of yoga and Ayurveda. You'll learn about your dosha, and you'll learn about how the yoga relates to sort of balancing your chemistry and your nature. So if you're interested in that, come and see me or check it out on the website, yogajourney.com.